Quiet Place was directed by John Krasinski and stars him as well as Emily Blunt, who play a couple, which is kind of cool because they're a couple in real life. One thing I do like about the movie is that it doesn't hold your hand at all. There is no prologue. There is no explanation to what's going on. It throws you in there, boom, day 89. What on earth has happened? The town is destroyed. People are creeping about. They don't have any shoes. Are we in Kentucky? We just don't know. And what happens is that it turns out these creatures have shown up on our planet. We are never told how. That they come from below, that they come from above. We don't know. It's just that they're here and they've pretty much wiped out humanity. The only thing we truly know is that they hunt by sound, they have impenetrable armor, and if you do make a sound, you're not going to live very long. Now, one of the great things about this movie is the way it establishes tone from the very first shot and keeps it throughout the movie, and it really does permeate into the audience. Guys, I have never been in a movie theater this quiet. The rules are established and we feel them too. And I'm sitting there with my popcorn and I realize I'm being just a bit too loud. And this is actually the first time I could listen to my soda fizzle. I've never heard that. It was just that quiet. It bled through and it carried us along in the adventure, and that did not go unnoticed. Now, my friend Shannon was asking me, is this a creepy movie or is it more of a scary movie? And I would say, honestly, neither. I think it's more akin to Jaws, where it's a suspense action thriller. And kind of like Jaws, Jaws isn't necessarily about a shark. It's about three people in a boat dealing with something, some horrible consequence. And that's what this movie is. It is not necessarily about creatures. It's about this family unit that's just broken and been through hell, but they're trying to keep it together and they're just doing the best that they can. And that's very powerful to watch. John Krasinski, who most people will recognize from The Office, does an outstanding job in this dramatic role. I was wondering about that because I'm a big fan of The American Office. I've only seen him in that comedic role and I was wondering if he could pull this off. He did a wonderful job, and I probably should have known better because I've noticed that a lot of comedians can do drama quite well. No surprises here. Emily Blunt is outstanding in this role. She always kills what she does. She gives 110%. You can really see that. Honorable mention to the kids in this movie. They did a wonderful job. I was kind of worried about that because when you have unknown kids in a movie, you just kind of wonder, can they hold their own when they're in scenes with actors like Emily Blunt? And I'm happy to say that they can. But one in particular gave Emily Blunt a run for her money. This woman's name is Millicent Simmons, and she is outstanding. She plays the deaf daughter of John Krasinski and Emily Blunt's character. And the actress, from what I understand, is deaf in real life. And without saying a word of dialogue, she was one of the strongest characters in the movie, and I think that's amazing. One of the things I kind of was worried about going into this was I knew the movie was going to be light on the dialogue. That being said, the movie dragged in any places, and I have to say no, it really didn't. It really kept you invested the entire time, especially the times when there were silence. I have to say the script was penned quite well. There were some things in the movie that happened. I didn't quite know why they were happening, but then later on something happens and you're like, oh, I see what you did there. That's clever. Now, one thing we do have to talk about is the creatures. Now, I'm not going to tell you what they look like because they kind of kept that under wraps for a reason, and I don't want to spoil that for you, but I will say I loved the design, especially the head of the creature, because if you understand anything about how an eardrum works, you'll instantly understand why these creatures are so hypersensitive to sound. I thought the details of that were just amazing. So whoever designed this creature, good job. Another fear that I had going into this movie, knowing it's kind of this horror suspense genre, is the ending going to suck? The ending did not suck. Was there any resolution in the ending? Yes. Was the ending open-ended and not freeze-dried? Yes. Did the ending end like 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri? No, thank God. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again, you guys need to go out and support these smaller movies. Now, this is kind of in the mainstream. This is in every major movie theater in America. But it is a smaller movie. I mean, the cast is 6 people and that's it. It had a production budget of $17 million. Let that sink in. This is pretty much an indie movie on steroids. Guys, you can probably tell this right now. I thoroughly love this movie. I think you will too. You really need to go check it out. So with that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 5. So guys, did you see this movie? Did you like it as much as I do? Do you want to see this movie? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, click that like button, and if you want to see more, by all means, subscribe. Peace.